The 11th edition of the Concise Oxford English Dictionary defines archaeology as the study of history or prehistory through the excavation of sites and the analysis of physical remains. Talking about history, have you ever wondered how a city like Lusaka got its name? Who lived here? What time period? What did they do? And how do we discover this? Is it through oral tradition or maybe science? Well, come with me on a journey as we seek for answers from the keepers of the legend.
And archaeology, by definition, is actually the study of the past through the material remains. What this simply means is that we are able to use the remains that are found as a result of probably maybe an excavation or construction to tell the past.
Perhaps it's the mother of human sciences, particularly sciences as regards the knowledge of the origin of man.
And the findings that we find are in terms of maybe artifacts, and these artifacts can be in form of stone tools. We
sometimes say that actually the earth is the greatest, the biggest library.
You're also looking at how human beings evolved. So we're saying that from the earliest periods to where we are now, which is modern man, so many changes have taken place. And it's only through this archaeology, when you start archaeology, that you are able to tell that how have human beings evolved from the prehistoric times to where we are now. And we use the same remains that we find to be able to construct the past.
Out of this, they are able to tell the origin of man.
It's between Homo erectus and Homo sapiens sapiens that the broken human comes in.
And the broken human was found in Kabwe during open cast mining in 1921.
This is the scar that was discovered at Kabwe on 17th June 1921.
And it was found by a Swiss miner called Tom Zwigler. And right now what we have at the museum is a cast.
This scar was actually taken to London.
The original skull is in the UK at the Natural History Museum.
It was taken to London for scientific analysis, as there was no scientist to analyze the importance of this scar.
Okay, my name is Mrs. Christine Mulundika. I'm the great-grandchild of the first Lusaka, Mr. Lusaka. Originally, his parents came from Wapula, Chief Milambo. And when he left that place, he went to the Lumberland. There he got married and he had this Lusaka we are talking about here. So because both of them, him and his father, were traditional healers, they could not stay in one place. So the younger one started off and moved through thick bushes. And then that is how he attained the name of Lusaka. The beginning was like Chonda Masaka, Lusakasa, Lusakas, until the name was now purified to be called Lusaka. Now this Lusaka first stayed at where the old post office is. That was his first village. Then when the planning of the town started, they asked him to move. Then he moved to where the parliament is now. And The name Manda Hill, meaning that is a hill which has got graves. Manda is graves.
After providing a proposal to them on how we felt the site could be developed, we were given the rights by the National Heritage Conservation Commission. You are aware the significance that this place has for the history of this country. There's a general consensus amongst the traditionalists that it is a burial site.
And I've worked to see that we treasure that place. All the people concerned, even just the citizens of this area, because not everybody here is from a Lusaka family. But they should know that we have that place as a national monument.
As Cheetah Lodge, when we got the list for the premises, we engaged the National Heritage Conservation Commission to conduct an archaeological dig on the site to determine the viability of the assertions that have been going around that the place is actually a graveyard.
We don't want anyone to disturb that. We want to continue because we value that place. I mean, I want my children to grow up and know that their grandfather slept here.
And the findings that came out of that dig, the archaeological dig, are clear for all to see with the National Heritage Conservation Commission.
The discovery was purely accidental. This was because they were building up structures in this area and they were finding bones in the foundations and so on. That's how the National Monuments Commission was requested to come and carry out further investigations.
There was no confirmation of any human bones found there on the site. And alternatively, in one location, I think we found evidence of Iron Age pottery.
We found a lot of animal bones here. We found a lot of potsheds. We found a few stone tools, metal artifacts. But in total, this is one of the richest pits at this site.
We decided that we should set up a museum in that area and establish a fossil park, which will give people a walk through the Iron Age. Most of the things that we recovered from there are with the National Heritage Conservation Commission. They are keeping it in readiness for us. When we establish the museum, then they can now give them to us so that we can display them for people to see and for people to understand the significance of that site. Well, this is the master plan for the Chakaluka National Monument. We have here a car park layout for the car park with the entrance. And then on the far eastern corner, we have a museum and a library. And then we have next to it an amphitheater. Then just right behind it, we've got a restaurant and a bar and a swimming pool area. And then we have the conference rooms. So this also will be established and designed in a cultural theme, looking like a village. All these structures here will be in thatch, so that they'll reflect the culture of the Soli-speaking people. We also have at the back now self-catering apartments, which we've laid out specifically, 2-bedroom self-catering apartments. So this is basically the whole layout of the Chakaluka National Monument, the way we want to develop it. We will be calling it Soli Village because it's a reflection of the history of the Soli-speaking people.
This is why we need to do more archaeology. We need to engage people. We need to preserve our heritage from all aspects of the stories. We need people to realize that if we do not continue searching now, all will be lost. As keepers of the heritage of Lusaka, it is our responsibility to preserve our heritage. Home is the journey that you make, and the world will know that we were here.